And we're back here in the studio with Dr. John Kressel of Phoenix Cyberknife with one of his patients. I want you to meet Roger Spainhauer, who's joining us back with Dr. Kressel. Hi, Roger.
Well, hello, how are you doing?
I'm awesome. I'm so glad that you're very brave to come on and join us today, because I know that this year recently you got that diagnosis that nobody wants to hear, and that's prostate cancer.
And it's my pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you for that. When you heard that for the first time, I can't even imagine what went through your mind and your heart.
Well, no one wants to hear about the C word, cancer.
Right.
So when the prognosis came down, I had cancer. Naturally, there's going to be some anxiety.
Yes.
And when you find that out, then the first question is, what do we do about this? And I feel very lucky that how my cancer has played out and the treatment has played out.
Well, your urologist recommended Cyberknife.
Yes,
you went right to Dr. Kressel.
You're right.
Now, Dr. Kressel, this is something that we talked about in the earlier segment. More and more doctors are becoming aware and using you as a direct go-to source. How is that making a difference in the recovery for men like Roger?
Well, I think a lot more of the patients and a lot more of the men diagnosed with prostate cancer in that type of setting, they hear, the urologist's information, and they have that discussion. They then come to the radiation oncologist. We have our discussion. So they really do have the ability to evaluate all of their treatment options and make a decision.
Well, and Roger, you told me that you and your wife had a lot of questions. You went in prepared. You also told me when you sat in front of Dr. Kressel, the first thing he did was come around the desk and do what?
He pulled up a chair, sat in front of me, knee to knee.
Knee to knee, right in your face.
Right in my face. And he started right at the very beginning, tell me the type of cancer I had and what the treatments would be and what the prognosis would probably be. And after he finished discussing this in the consultation room, he asked my wife and I, do you have any questions? And my wife and I said, no. you had anticipated every question we had and answered it.
Tell me, what was the experience like for you? I know you've not had any other type of radiation treatment,
no.
But in comparison to what you didn't know, what was the whole overall experience like for you?
Well, Dr. Kressel set the tone, and be confident in your treatment, and which we were, and the staff was very good to work with. My technician, who did my 5 days of radiation, made sure that I was comfortable, made sure that my knees were placed right, because I was going to be on the table for an hour.
Right, right.
And the only downside I have of the radiation is when you're on your back for an hour, you get itches where you didn't think you had itches.
And you can't scratch it.
No, but then now you realize if you don't scratch it, it'll go away.
If that's the worst that happened,
that was
right, Roger,
worst.
right? Did you feel like, I mean, that whole knee-to-knee experience, and I can so see you doing that, Dr. Kressel, that whole knee-to-knee experience, did you, and the whole experience with the other staff, did you feel like you had a team behind you?
Yes, it was a team. And when I'd walk in, and also when I go in, if my appointment was at a certain time, they started that time. And my technician, he was very friendly, talked to me. They explained the process and also monitored my process all the way through.
Yeah.
And he said, if I had a question, just raise my hand, he would stop. And
amazing.
So I felt very comfortable. I felt safe, secure, and confident in my treatment.
Excellent. 5 treatments altogether.
Yeah, 5 treatments instead of 9 weeks of some of the other forms of radiation therapy, and in those 5 days, after those 5 days, basically resumed his normal activities.
And there he is. And maybe the solution though to the problem is you can get one of those itch sticks, right?
True.
If that's all you have to deal with, then, right, Roger, Dr. Kressel, you've done a great job. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story, and I cannot wait to get those those PSA numbers, and I wish you much health and success. Thank you, Dr. Kressel. Let me give you some information as well. If you have any questions at all for Phoenix Cyberknife and Radiation Oncology Center, I think you know by now they're happy to answer them. You can email them to info@pcroc.com. They're located at 4611 East Shea Boulevard in Phoenix. You can also call them 602-441-3845 and learn more. Visit the website phoenixcyberknifecenter.com.